There's a very obvious pattern in the 2023 private WASI or NOVDEC core mathematics paper, which is either the question has to do with a word problem or has to do with a diagram. So no matter the topic you are treating, always give attention to the word problem aspect and then the diagram aspect. For example, a question like this does not require a diagram. Neither does a question like this. It's just substitution. This is more of like a word problem. So you either find word problem or a diagram. Most of the questions have to do with word problem or a diagram. Since you are not solving, let's just dive right into the section B and do deeper analysis over there. So this is the section B of the core mathematics NOVDEC paper. So you realize that the first question has to do with variation, which looks very unusual. This wasn't the question I was expecting in the compulsory aspect, even though it's here. And looking here, you're asked to find x and y. Find the values for x where y is undefined. So the second part of the question has fused two topics, which is substitution and then simultaneous equation. So you just have to do your substitution of this into m and then of this into m as well, and then find your values for a and b. So number 3, as I mentioned earlier, I told you that you should always expect word problem. So word problem fused with measuration 1. So that's what you should always be looking for in core mathematics papers. You always have two topics together. So for question 4a, you have binary operation. You're supposed to substitute 1 over 4 and 1 over 2 into it. Then the 4b, which I already mentioned, I told you that trigonometry, if you are not prepared for trigonometry, don't write the paper, or just go back and prepare for it. Then question 5 as well has to do with statistics. Like here you are told that if the median mark is 20, calculate. So question 6 here also has to do with modular arithmetic. Modular arithmetic in module 9, which is, quite not a huge task to accomplish. Question 7 also has to do with word problem and measuration. I already mentioned it, word problem, measuration. Then question 8 has to do with change of subject. Change of subject. Then question 8b. So I think question 8 is looking at the question 8 is the easiest anyone should tackle and get all the marks. This word problem involving 2 sets. So looking at question 8, more like a bonus. Question 9. Question 9 has to do with bearing. Question 9 has to do with bearing. Yes. And then question 10, the almighty circle theorem. You should always expect. Almighty circle theorem. You should always expect. And then the B also has to do with trigonometry as well. Almighty trigonometry, because you always find it. And you have coordinate geometry here. Coordinate geometry in the question 11. Then 11b has fused logarithm with change of subject. You are asked to make y the subject. So take note of fusing 2 or more topics. So it means that if you understand any topic, you should understand it to the expert level, so that when it's fused with another topic, you will be able to identify and work them out. If you're only focusing on one topic, you might find yourself wanting. So question 12 has to do with probability, which I already mentioned in the video on the topics you should expect. Then the B has to do with simultaneous equation again. Question 13. Question 13 is a word problem question as well as the B, which has to do with percentages too. Finding the compound interest. So all you have to do is state your formula, read and then analyze your question very well, and you are good to go. Click on the image by my channel name to see more videos which I make.